Welcome to Fit for the Long Run. This is Christy, and I guess we're going to call this Christy's Corner because I haven't thought of anything different. I am a week behind on my video. At the beginning of the month, we went to our granddaughter's first birthday party, and she lives in a different state, so we were out of the state and was like really busy. When I came back, I got sick again. My immune system is usually really good, but something about the pollen this year has kept me, I'm not running fever, it's just consistent coughing and sneezing and all that kind of stuff and just not feeling good. So when I got back, I didn't get jump right back into recording videos like I normally do. So I'm a little behind. Hope y'all don't mind. But because we were traveling, I didn't plan any special recipes for this month. I have been eating like simple either yogurt bowls with fruit or smoothies or like eggs and something like that. Like I've been having that for breakfast, for lunches. I've been having like grilled chicken with salad, something like that, and then either eating with my family or eating something more like that, or leftovers or things like that. So nothing really fancy, nothing to really show there. So I didn't record anything. So since I didn't record anything, what I thought was, instead of doing that, I'm going to show you what I do as far as my dental care, because I do have gum disease or periodontitis, whatever, and so I have to do a lot of stuff just to keep up with it, and they've actually just added another thing for me to do. But before I get into that, I want to tell you, let's see, the things that I normally try to do, that is protein first, is for my meals. And like I said, I do that. I've been focusing mostly on getting that protein through the eggs or yogurt or chicken, things like that. Nothing fancy, but if you would like to see some recipes, if you're kind of running out of recipe ideas, then be sure to check out last month's video where I did show several really good ones, and I think I may have done that the month before. So there may be 2 videos on my channel that show protein rich foods that you can eat that are also healthy, have good like vegetable sources, things like that. So be sure to check those out if you're interested. But the other thing is exercise, and I've been doing strength training, but when I came back from the trip and I was sick again, because it's like the 3rd or 4th time in 2025 that I've gotten sick. I don't run fever or anything. It's just really like coughs, sniffling, stuff like that, and then fatigue. I decided that for a few weeks, I'm just going to like focus on getting in some walking and, gentle walks, nothing too strenuous, just to give my body some time to heal. I actually downloaded an app, and I'll put the logo right here. And it is an app that is called WeWard, and it's like an app that builds, they call them wards, but they're points, that you can later cash in on like PayPal cards, things, or Visa cards, things like that. It probably takes a while to get to a point where you can actually cash anything out, but it does have like a leaderboard, so it's challenging to make sure that you to make sure that you get in your walking every day. So I like challenges, so I downloaded that. If I have a referral link, I'll put it in the description. I'm not sure that I do, like I said, I have the logo right there. Be sure to check it out. If you kind of thrive on competition, then you might enjoy this, because like I said, to get the next level every week, you have to get more steps than a certain amount of people. So like the level that I'm on right now, only five people will be able to move to the next level. So if I'm not in the top 5, I don't move to the next level. So it's kind of like a competition in that way, is that to continue to move and progress in your app, on those leaderboards, then you have to get in your walking. And like I said, I like a little challenge. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check that out. So let's talk about the things that I'm doing. Okay, so first of all, I have a Waterpik, and if this looks nice and new, it is because it is. I just got this off Amazon for like $10. If you watch, if you follow like on Facebook accounts like the Crazy Coupon Lady or Hip to Save and places like that, when they see deals drop that are really good, you'll see a deal, like it'll say what the deal is, and then it'll tell you any promo codes that you need to use so that you can lower it to the lowest price possible. But it is brand new because I just got it. But I already had a Waterpik. I have a big one that plugs into the wall. It's not portable, but I wanted to get one that I could use when we're traveling so that I can have a Waterpik with me even when we're on the road. And next month I'm going back to Tennessee to spend a little time with my granddaughter, and so I wanted to be able to take this with me. So that's why it's new, but I do have one upstairs that's like a behemoth that is like this big. It's really big, and it's loud too. But anyway, that's my Waterpik. I also have electric toothbrush. It is a little yellow on the end, which means it's time for me to change the head on it, but I haven't done that yet. This is also portable. It lasts pretty good. Long time off of the charger, so I'm able to take this on trips with me. But also my periodontist recommended this brand, and the reason why is because it goes for 2 minutes, as opposed to other brands. They don't brush as long without you having to turn it back on again a second time. This one, like, you get 30 seconds on each side of your, each side and bottom and top. So that equals to the 2 minutes. And so that's a recommended one by my periodontist. Another thing that is recommended is, for me, by the way, I do floss, and I forgot to bring my floss into this, but I just picked up a little bag and put everything in. I forgot to put the floss in there, but I do have floss. It's right over. I keep one downstairs. I keep one in my car. I keep one upstairs. I have floss everywhere. But I also have these things, and they're called Interdental Brushes. And you can get them with different widths according to how spaced out your teeth are. Basically, that goes in between your teeth. So it's another good way to make sure that you're getting in between and getting everything out. They do sell this at Walmart, obviously, Equate brand. And this is a better price than the other ones that are sitting there beside it that are brand name. I do need to see if I can find this maybe on Amazon to see if I might get a better deal. But this is the best deal of all of them. But that's another one. This is the toothpaste that is recommended by my periodontist and my dentist. And especially if you have gum disease like I do, this helps. Which, by the way, let me just address, when I was a kid, my parents thought that you only went to the dentist if you had a toothache and you went to get it pulled. You didn't go for other things. So my dad, like, every time his tooth, he had a problem with his gums hurting, and it would hurt a tooth, he would just tell them, take the tooth, until the point that he didn't have any teeth. And that's what is, I was 20 years old the first time I went to a dentist. So a lot of damage had already been done before I ever became an adult from lack of care. I did have to buy my own toothpaste, toothbrushes, things like that when I was a kid, because my parents didn't buy it. You used your allowance to buy things like that. So that's part of being growing up in poverty. It shouldn't have been, but it was back then, because in the 70s and 80s, because they just didn't know how detrimental bad dental care could be for you. Because if you have gum disease, it can affect other parts of your body. So if you yourself are dealing with problems with your teeth hurting, your gums bleeding, or gums just hurting in general, I highly recommend that you look into different options of ways to get to a dentist so that you can get it taken care of now. Because like I said, things like that, if there's infections in your gum, those infections can travel to other parts of your body and cause other problems. But anyway, this helps with the sensitivity that you probably have if you have gum problems. But even if you don't have gum problems, you still might want something like that, because it really helps. Fun fact, a lot of people don't realize this, but when it talks about brushing your teeth, on this, it says to brush your teeth, then spit it out. But what it doesn't say is to rinse it out, because if you rinse off the toothpaste, then you're kind of decreasing the effectiveness of the Sensodyne on helping to combat the sensitivity. So a lot of people don't realize that, and they really don't want to think about it, honestly. This is just something right now. I've used this multiple times over decades of going to the dentist and periodontist. I've had to use this, and it's just like it works on the bacteria that grows underneath the gums. So it kind of helps fight the infections that are happening in your gums. And so they gave me another round of it. So that's something your dentist has to prescribe. You don't just go and get that. I have 4 teeth that have been pulled so far, because they just got to the point where the gums weren't holding them properly. And so one thing they recommended after they pulled my teeth was to buy one of these. I just ordered 2 new ones. It's called, I don't know if you can see that. It's TePe. But if you're missing any teeth, when you're brushing your teeth, the bristles won't go to the sides of your tooth, right? It only goes in front of them. So what this does, since it has a crooked handle, is it allows you to go right up to where the tooth is missing to the other teeth that are still there, and brush the insides of them. Like it goes right in. Hope that wasn't too gross, but it goes right into it and it turns, so you're able to brush those sides of the toothbrush. And like I said, I just ordered 2 new ones because I've had this one for a while. It's like a toothbrush. You have to replace it every now and then, obviously. And the new thing that they've just added is, well, what they told me is that one thing that has been a failure in the past, I just changed periodontist, but one of the things that has been a failure in the past is giving me all these things and doing deep cleanings and stuff, and then sending me on my way. And the problem is that the pockets that are caused by the infection or the inflammation in the past, they're still not attached to your tooth. So as soon as you miss one little thing of food or something, it goes into that pocket, and all of a sudden you're creating bacteria again that you yourself cannot do anything about until you get another deep cleaning. So, so what that means is that we needed to do something to make my gums reattach to the teeth so that would stop happening. So what they did was, they're called perio trays, and they did 3D renderings of my teeth. See, that's my upper, that's the shape of my upper teeth right there. And so what I do every day for 15 minutes, I put the trays, I got one for the front, for the top, and one for the bottom, and I put this perio gel in, put little drops in all the little divots, and then I clip it onto my teeth like that. And I clip that on my teeth just like I just did, and I leave them on for 15 minutes. I can go take a shower, I can fold clothes, I can go read a book, I can do anything I want to during the 15 minutes, but they have to stay on for 15 minutes every day. And the medicine, it's not really medicine, but it's a gel that's like hydrogen peroxide based gel. That goes in there, and so while it's on, it's supposed to be going up into the gums and helping to heal them and make them the inflammation go away and make it the gums go back to normal. Nice side effect is it's supposed to also whiten my teeth, so my teeth might get whiter. Like I said, I just got this, but anyway, you have to be very careful with these. They were like $750. My insurance did not pay for them. But you cannot use hot water on these because they will change the shape of them and then they won't fit in your mouth. So unless you want to pay $750 every time you make that mistake, you gotta make sure your water's cold. But anyway, you just clean them like that in the cold water and put them on 15 minutes a day. If your gum disease is really, really bad, they may prescribe it for even longer. I mean, like not longer, but like more times during I think you can do it up to 3 times a day. So, but that's everything that I got. That's all the dental stuff I have to do. So I hope y'all found that interesting. If you are somebody who might be dealing with periodontal issues and you're wondering about some of the things that it can do to help you, these are some of the things. And that's interesting to have them in my mouth that long, 15 minutes every day. It's very odd. These things, they hooked me up with 3 tubes. They're supposed to last for about 6 weeks. Each tube, and there was $122. I think I can get these cheaper off Amazon, and it looks like it's the same company. And do it as a subscribe and save, which would probably save me a little more money than that. Maybe like it might be a little less than $100 for 3 instead of $122 for 3. So I'll be looking at that, but right now I have enough to last me about 4, that should be about 4.5 months. So I'll be looking at that later. So anyway, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, or basically what I've been doing, or you have any suggestions for me or anything like that, please let me know. I'll be glad to check them out, and I'll look forward to talking with you in the comments. And until next time, this is Christy for Fit for the Long Run. It's a long run. Give yourself a little grace. Bye.